America's getting more anti-immigrant by the moment. Wukong, last chapter tonight. Get in now. Never blast off? What do you mean? You beat Black Myth Wukong yet? No, I haven't. Damn, there's a lore video on Black Myth Wukong? Fuck yeah. The funniest thing about like Black Myth Wukong, like doing a fucking lore video on Black Myth Wukong. Have you been feeling any of the earthquakes in Malibu? Yeah, I woke up to it yesterday. What lores talk shit no matter how good you are online, I'm sure, but you've made way faster progress than me, and I'm not dog shit at games in the least. No, I think most of my naysayers and haters also recognize that like there's only one type of game that I'm good at, and it's like the From Software style games that I'm decent at. And Wukong is like easier than From Software games in general too, so I'm just fucking clapping ass cheeks left and right, just smacking them. Do we have a blast off meme or what? What is? Oh, we do have a blast off meme. I already downloaded it too, actually. Shit, bomb lefts. Let's go. Okay, let's fucking do it. Let's blast it. Freaky Friday, Campaign Mania. America's getting more anti-immigrant by the moment. Wukong last chapter tonight. Get in now. Here's a video comparing all the English and Chinese voice actors. No, what I was going to say is like doing a VaatiVidya style lore video about Wukong is pretty funny because it's like built off of an established lore. Unlike fucking, you know, something George R.R. Martin and Miyazaki came up with in terms of like From Software. So like it's funny to do like a VaatiVidya style lore video on something that already exists. You know what I mean? It would be like doing VaatiVidya style lore video on God of War, right? And even actually different than God of War, because God of War is at least like made up. Well, I guess all myth is made up, but like God of War takes a different spin on pre-existing myths, whereas I feel like Wukong is the exact same of the same myth. Anyway, I know it's Freaky Friday and you probably do fun stuff for a bit. Can you please cover the man who self-immolated last night in Boston? It isn't getting coverage. Yeah, I saw the video of him like right before he did this, and it is chalk that up for another one of these chalk that up as like any kind of pro-Palestinian demonstration is being completely suppressed by the media. They're not covering that at all. Yeah. Oh, here, blast off. We'll do it. Chapter 6, what to expect? 5 main bosses, 2 minor bosses, no mobs. Easy. Yeah. Oh, this was really funny. Y'all peep how Palestinians are very quiet about Venezuelan and Haitian slander, but was guilt tripping everyone all year to support them. Chile! That is not a black person that wrote that. Okay? Chile! Can I switch accounts? I'm getting nowhere with this one. Stand firm, soldier. Nice try, federal agent. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Pretty young tenderoni, hottie _black. You're the unhinged one, not me, babe. Definitely not a federal agent. Okay? Definitely not a federal agent. Guys, you don't understand. This is definitely not a federal agent trying to sow unnecessary diversionary tactics, create splinters. Okay? No, this is definitely a real black woman. At this point, so much of social media is bots. So much of social media is just bots. Some of those bots are Russian. Some of those bots are Israeli. Some of those are real, you know, operatives managing the bots. But it's like obvious to me. Like I saw a lot. Like I can't believe I'm becoming like a Russiagate style guy at this point. But in the eve of this like Tenet stuff, as you guys know, where Tenet Media, an American media company that was, you know, funded and facilitated by Russian operatives, specifically created to, you know, misinformation, present misinformation and create sympathies and diversions and engage in divisive rhetoric in American political discourse, including but not limited to giving money by the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month or a week, actually, for the likes of Tim Pool. Now I see this stuff like regularly, and there is definitely shit out here where it's like, there's definitely like very obviously bot shit out here. Like I saw I saw an account on here where it was like talking about how, you know, a Haitian was caught eating a cat in Ohio, USA. And it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, no one in America would say Ohio, USA. Okay. That's not a thing. Like, no, I know we got some dumbasses that basically operate like fucking bots. Okay. But ain't no bot is saying Ohio, comma, USA. Okay. You just say Ohio. The very fact that you said Ohio, USA makes it obvious that you're probably not from here. I've been a little surprised how little you think government agencies pay to social media, especially after BLM and Palestine movements. Like, I get not wanting to be conspiratorial, but at this stage, I think the FBI cares enough to do stuff like this. Yes. I think the number one problem, and I'm telling you right now, I was listening to some fucking crank dude who went to a security conference at 9/11. Okay. And he was talking about their number one priorities now. It's no longer ISIS or Al Qaeda or the Taliban. It's Iran. And I was like, yeah, no shit, dumbass. Of course it's no longer ISIS, because that's our guys. Those are our guys. Why the fuck would the FBI be like, we're really worried about ISIS? Back then, when they said we're really worried about ISIS, they were simply using that to also expand on the surveillance state. So now they're saying that, was that the TrueAnon app? No. Now their attention has shifted over to Iran, and they're running with the fucking argument that, like, Iran is absolutely manipulating American social media, and that everybody got caught flat-footed, okay, openly. They're admitting this. The FBI and other fucking agencies are openly saying, we got caught flat-footed. We had no idea that there would be so much support for Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad amongst the American youth, okay? Straight up. That's what they're saying, which is ironic because that's what they used to say about the Viet Cong, okay? It's the exact same shit. It's the exact same nonsense, okay? Just so you know, it's no different. Anyone that tries to tell you is different is being a little delulu, okay? Of course people can make up their own minds and recognize the wrong things that the American government is funding and facilitating, especially when it's something as glaringly obvious as fucking genocide. All right? This does not mean that people are like being funded by the Iranian government. Are they delusional or lying? It's a part of both. It's a part of both. They're part delusional, part lying. Okay? That is what's going on. They're part delusional, part lying. Mostly lying though. They're mostly lying. So I don't know. I feel pretty bad about all things that are happening in the world. It's just like not exactly great. Things are not exactly great. I will admit. And all I'll say is, you know, when people ask me personally, like, oh, how do you deal with all this shit? Like, things are really awful. Okay. Things are really awful. How the fuck do you deal with any of this? Like, you cover it on a day-to-day basis. Well, the way I deal with all the mania is not by suppressing it, but by focusing on my own self. You know what I mean? Setting goals for myself, achieving those goals, whether it be working out, weightlifting, whether it be, you know, even sometimes playing video games, you know, changing certain things up on my stream, you know, focusing on things in my life and accomplishing them. Yeah, your life is so difficult. It's not. I am a very fortunate person. I never said that my life was difficult. I'm simply answering. The attitude in the stream about this event is pathetic. Do better. I'm gonna untime out this guy. Just stop using Twitter if it's that dangerous for a platform. Lol. Dog, you are exactly who I'm talking about. Okay, I think the lesson that you can learn from this, the lesson that you can learn from what I'm trying to explain to you from my own personal experience is that, like, we're all human beings, right? No matter what our material conditions look like, you still have the capacity to feel shitty, right? And it's obvious to me that you definitely have some issues, right? Like, you definitely have some issues because you're coming in here early on a Friday where the vibes are immaculate, and like the first thing you do, your first output in here is to just like misunderstand what I'm saying and to come in and hate. And it seems pretty consistent with like what you've done so far. Obviously that comes from a place of hurt. You know what I mean? So if you have these kinds of feelings in your heart, if you're just like upset about one thing or another, whether it's like very valid reasons, you know, because rent is impossible to fucking pay, and all the extra money, the 1% increase in your fucking salary, if you're lucky, is directly going back to groceries. All right. If all that shit is like frustrating, that's valid. But this is unhealthy. Lashing out at someone like myself in an effort to make yourself feel a little bit better, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's also not going to be healthy for you because you didn't actually try to fix the problem internally. You just kind of did this thing and moved on. That's why I always try to explain to people, like, if you're unhappy, if you're upset with something, you know, set some goals for yourself, and then try to achieve those goals. And in the process of achieving those goals, you'll start feeling a little bit more confident. Okay. That's why I talk about like the silly little things that are happening in the background of my life in the beginning of the broadcast, right? So yeah. All right. But let's get to it. Donald Trump says he is a coward. Okay. Donald Trump says he's a little baby coward. What is this? Hey, Hassan, please read this. There's a news story came out about a black man who's said to be executed for a crime he didn't commit. Can you shed some light on it? Maybe you can get people to give signatures. His name is Marcellus Williams. We'll look into it. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
He's now in the race for the White House. Donald Trump says he will not debate Kamala Harris again as both candidates hit the campaign trail in the battleground states. Mary Bruce is tracking the race. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Georgia. Both campaigns are out blitzing the battlegrounds, hitting those key swing states after that critical debate, as Donald Trump now says it will be their only one. On the campaign trail for the first time since her face-off with Donald Trump, Kamala Harris in North Carolina, challenging him to another debate.
2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our first debate, and I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate.
Even as his aides and allies admit he was on defense almost the whole debate, Trump still claiming he was the winner.
As everyone saw 2 nights ago, we had a monumental victory.
But also saying he's done with debates.
So because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no third debate.
I think this is some cowardly bullshit, okay? If he was dropping 10 points on Harris right now, that's valid. I mean, even then, it's not necessarily valid because, like, I think his people do demand blood. Okay, it's one thing to just say, I'm not going to do any debates in the Republican primaries because, like, my closest opponent is not even 35 points near me. That's fine. That's one thing, right? That was probably a smart and calculated decision. But when the race is this fucking close, okay, when it's like ass hair like this, especially in key states, you know you don't want to do another debate because you got dumped on, okay? You got absolutely gutted. You got cumstered and dumpstered, and you don't want to do that again because it was fucking embarrassing. And it was embarrassing in the worst possible way for you because you came in, you thought you could make light work of Kamala Harris because you saw what we saw. She's not very charismatic. And also on top of that, she doesn't handle herself, at least in prior conditions, in a contested environment. Like Dana Bash, if she came in with the same energy that she brought to the table in the not so adversarial Dana Bash interview, she would have gotten destroyed. It would have looked terrible for her. But she came in hot. She was a little nervous in the beginning. And then she was very smooth, okay? Beyond that. And this is a problem for Trump. Why is this a problem for Trump? Because a lot of people want something positive out of the Democratic Party. They're like begging. They're like, listen, I want to vote against Donald Trump, but you got to give me a crumb, okay? You got to give me a goddamn crumb of anything, okay? And the entry point to that crumb is obviously humiliating Donald Trump, which she did expertly. There's more that she needed to do at this debate, and I talked about it immediately in the aftermath of the debate as well, in terms of like offering people things that will improve their lives, openly communicating that you're going to help people. That's kind of the fundamental principle behind a democratic process where the votes are earned and not, they're not expected, right? Obviously, we've completely lost the plot on that front, but she did the thing, and she looked very good at this debate, and Trump looked very bad at this debate. So this helps her, and I think a second debate would probably help her as well. That's precisely the reason why Trump doesn't want to do it, okay? Trump doesn't want to do it. Now, I don't even know if Donald Trump is capable of going into that debate stage and just having the old charisma and the juice that he once had. He doesn't have that same Same. Is it pep in your step? She did the thing your millennial is showing right now. Wait, what? How was that? What are you saying? Yeah, she does. He does not have the same stamina and he does not have the same pep in his step. Okay. Trump saying he doesn't want to debate is also a negotiating tactic to get the next debate on Fox. There's no way he doesn't do another one. The Fox debate will look so insane. It has to be on neutral ground. Okay. People like Trump acts like ABC was not neutral ground. It was, dog. You just can't get away with fucking lying. Like, it's crazy to me that the idea that the ABC debate was actually not neutral and they were very pro Kamala Harris is like kind of stupid, because it's like, yeah, one side was just regularly lying. Like, that's the expectation from anyone. Okay, if we're living in a normal planet, if we're living in a normal universe and not the United States of America in 2024, the expectation should be, yeah, of course you're gonna fucking fact check. How the fuck would any journalist or any commentator or any host of a television show let one of the two candidates get away with saying insane blood libel about like immigrants, dude? Of course you gotta fucking fact check. They didn't really fact check Kamala because there was not that much to fact check. What are they gonna fact check her on? The Hamas rape situation? Like, they're not gonna do that. They're never gonna do that. That's equal opportunity, okay? The media is bipartisan on that front. They will lie at the behest of the state of Israel regardless. So, like, beyond that, what could they have fact-checked Kamala Harris on? The one thing that they could have fact-checked Kamala Harris on was when she said, oh, you used the term bloodbath. Okay? I don't know why the Democratic Party still goes along with that. Okay? I don't know why they still go along with that. The most that they could have done if they wanted to be a little bit more like needling on Kamala Harris's front is not let her get away with deflecting on direct questions like, do you feel better? Like, do you think Americans are better off now than they were 4 years ago? That is a very biased question. Trump received a lot of biased questions, and that was a biased question in the direction of Kamala Harris. The problem is, Kamala Harris expertly deflected away by needling Trump, and then Trump took the bait, and then the conversation devolved. I mean, it just exploded in that situation. The moderator could have stood on that question and been like, please give us an answer, Madam Vice President, but they didn't do that, right? But if your opponent, this is kind of like, here's what it is, okay? With the CNN thing, I was frustrated that they didn't fact check with CNN, obviously, but my expectation was that, Joe Biden would at least do something about it, right? And he didn't. He was objectively bad and so bad that he had to, no longer run for president, right? But one thing you have to remember in this process is that beyond the actual candidates talking to one another, okay? Beyond the actual candidates that are talking to one another, like, if one side is doing a fire hose of lies and the other side is just like massaging the truth a little bit in terms of like, misappropriating what Donald Trump was saying, and that is a lie still, but that's nowhere near as big as a lie. In the effort to continue the conversation, you just kind of let certain things go. They let a lot of shit that Trump was saying go, technically. They just only fact check the most glaringly obvious insanities. Okay? And in terms of like October 7, like I said, if you think that they're ever going to fact check anything that you say in defense of Israel, you must not be living in this country. Okay? Like, Donald Trump said a shit ton. He said Venezuelan gangs are overtaking Aurora apartments. That's a lie too. That's also a lie. Why didn't they fact check that? Okay? Donald Trump said that, migrants are responsible for tens of thousands of deaths. He said it all. He said his regular shit. The only thing that they fact checked was basically the most egregious lies that he was telling, which is, Haitians are eating your cats, your dogs, and your pets in general. So also he said they were doing like genital surgery or transing immigrants or whatever. That one wasn't even fucking false, by the way. I mean, Trump is an idiot and he's lost his two-step. He doesn't have his mid-range anymore, okay? He used to be able to fucking He used to be able to dunk, drive to the goddamn paint, and he had a pretty solid fucking midi. He doesn't have none of that shit no more. He doesn't have it. Okay? He could have just straight up talked about like that thing that he brought up was obviously far too specific and far too new to far too new in the media cycle. It's an old story about how under Kamala Harris, like when she was attorney general, I think she allowed like trans prisoners to get surgery or something. That's basically what it was about. I don't even know the exact details, but it was K-File did another investigative piece on it. Here, we'll look at it. But technically what Donald Trump was trying to explain, okay, here, this is it. Harris told the ACLU in 2019 she supports cuts to ICE funding and providing gender transition surgery to detain migrants. So like it's not wrong, but he fucked it up because he couldn't even get away with like saying what he was trying to say. Okay? He was just like, you're doing illegal aliens or forcibly being transed in prisons or whatever the fuck. And it was like at that point you're Bidening, okay? You're Bidening out. You got like a point that you're trying to fucking push, and you're having a hard time because people are gonna listen to that. People are gonna listen to that and go, what the fuck are you saying, dude? But once again, this is a very reverse Biden situation for Donald Trump. Why? Because Biden was so bad at the debate that people didn't pay attention to how bad Trump was. I talked about how bad Trump was. If you recall, Felix also brought this up as well. If you remember, Trump was fucking dog shit at that debate, but it didn't matter because Biden was so bad. He imploded so catastrophically that nobody even cared about what Trump was saying. Okay. This time, Trump was so bad that people didn't even like pay attention to certain lack of policy from the Kamala camp. Like they're still going on the vibes-based shit. Okay. Do you understand? Because Trump is so imaginably crazy right now on the timeline, up and down. Like he is so extremely online and so invested in pumping out QAnon grandparent talking points that he saw on Facebook headlines with articles riddled to the brim with AI art that it's virtually impossible to pay attention to like Kamala Harris's weaknesses. Okay? Because Kamala Harris has weaknesses. She did a great job needling Trump, but there is a shit ton of weaknesses that she has not addressed. A lot of the same questions that people have for Kamala Harris, I'm certain they still have for Kamala Harris. I don't have fucking answers. I don't know, and I pay pretty close attention to it. No way she's perfect. No, she's not. She's not perfect. You guys are fucking insane. Kamala Harris is doing a solo TV interview while keeping it to local news. She's participating in a taped interview with Brian Taft of Action News 6, ABC, a local station in Philadelphia. The interview will air on the station's 6 p.m. broadcast. Good stuff. We'll see. I do hate that the post-Trump era of American politics have unironically caused people's expectations to be even fucking lower from whichever party that they're voting for. And it's unimaginably frustrating to sit here and think about that every fucking day. Like, think about the conversations that we were having on the left in terms of like advancing certain policies when Bernie Sanders was running against Hillary Clinton. Medicare for all, okay? Like significantly better labor protections, free college, okay? Eviscerating, gutting student loan debt, okay? Doing massive student loan debt relief. All of these things were tangible. Raising the minimum wage. These were all like real policies that American people were talking about, okay? Criminal justice reform, voting rights restorations. These are all things that even like the residual impact of this carried on into the 2020 cycle as well, where Joe Biden was like, I'm going to do the public option. You know, it's all gone. It's all gone. There is nothing. There is nothing. We have devolved. And the reason why, moving away from fossil fuels. Yes, a green economy. a focus on renewable energy. These were like things that at least the Democrats would like run on. And we just got none of that, dude. None of that. Drill, baby, drill. Whether you're blue or red, doesn't matter. We're drilling, okay? And you can't do a goddamn thing about it, okay? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that like on immigration, we have just, we are fucking bouldering towards Adolf Hitler, straight up, telling you, watch the 04 and 08 presidential debates. It feels surreal. Yeah. And Trump definitely collapsed the expectations for sure, because he ran on fucking vibes too. He ran on a lot of vibes. Big time. So now, because of his incompetence and because of how much of a fucking like entertainment magnet he is, okay, ultimately the Democrats can kind of get away with just also not really doing anything in terms of like launching any kind of progressive policies, solutions, prescriptions whatsoever, and just like looking to carve out 10,000 votes in Georgia and maybe 20,000 votes that might be like Trump Republicans, but are in the margins in Pennsylvania, and hope that like this race will swing in their favor. Oh, it's really crazy. CNN Harris campaign internals, PA looking rough. Michigan and Wisconsin look best internally. Pennsylvania looks rough, though very possible. North Carolina is feeling better to them this time around than Arizona. Nevada and Georgia both seem possible, though challenging. Michigan and Wisconsin are looking the best. That's a crazy take. There has been a huge amount of environmental progress in the last 4 years, probably more so than any other 4 years in the U.S. The administrative wins have been huge, and IRA/B are the largest climate investments of any country in the world. Okay, I wouldn't say of any country in the world. China's right there, brother. Come on now. No, he's not. Fango Lives is not wrong. No, he's not wrong. Guys, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Stop. Just because we don't hyper focus on fucking the Brandon accomplishments does not change the reality that, like, yes, there have been achievements under the Biden administration in terms of climate policy. The issue, on the other hand, is like we're burning the candle on both ends. He will understand and admit to this as well. What do I mean by this? On the one hand, we're making renewable energy investments. I agree, and that's a good thing, okay? Not necessarily campaigning on it, which I think is a fucking major flub, but we're not going to talk about that, okay? You got like fucking battery plants opening up in like the middle of the country. Those are good things, okay? And they're unionizing too, okay? But on the other hand, and he's right, U.S. is becoming the largest oil exporter. And on top of that, the Supreme Court gutted the fucking regulatory agency's mechanism for regulation. Like, so on the one hand, we moved 2 steps in the positive direction and moved 11 steps in the negative direction. So it's really fucked up. It's really, really, really bad. It is really bad. I'm just talking in terms of like America's future prospects in being a renewable energy provider on this planet, or even being remotely competitive with China in terms of renewable energy investments. I think we are so far, we are left behind on that front. It's terrible. Oh, it's fucking terrible. And when the Harris campaign is not touting the legislative accomplishments of IRA, for example, or like even from the perspective of like opening up new manufacturing fronts in the United States of America, and just simply talking about all the new jobs that were created under the Biden administration, which is good. You could say that. Yes, there's a post-COVID recovery bump, but like beyond that, if you don't talk about like new manufacturing plants opening up, the fact that they're unionized as well on top of that, and how much investments into the renewables is actually good for the future of the country, and on the issue of energy, the only thing you say is drill, baby, drill, and I'm never going to stop fracking. That's the takeaway for people. And that is going to have even worse, more significant consequences in terms of political discourse in this country, because it's the same principle behind the immigration stuff, right? The same principle behind the immigration stuff, where it's literally you're saying, I'm hyper focusing on fracking and I'm pro fracking. That's the only position that you need to hear from me in terms of like what I believe we must do for energy. You have no interest in pushing and defending your agenda, even if it's beneficial. Okay. You have no interest in advocating for the good things that you've done. That's why I'm so frustrated with the Biden administration, and that's why I'm so frustrated with the Kamala Harris campaign. These guys on the Republican side do such a phenomenal job by exposing their messaging weakness, okay? Their messaging weakness on this front is mind-boggling, okay? Mind-boggling. Like, Republicans for the past 4 years have been crying about 85,000 IRS agents, okay? 85,000 IRS agents. They all got guns. They're coming to your house, and they're going to take your fucking trailer park away, okay? That's how they're presenting it. Meanwhile, the IRS has been able to fucking collect billions of dollars in taxable revenue from avoiders, okay? From people who have not only through legal mechanisms, which there's plenty of, avoided taxes harder than the top of the hour avoiders that avoid the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $6, even though it's September right now, so it's 30% off, or for free with a Twitch Prime, okay? Yeah, they got those from millionaires, okay? From millionaires. The IRS took back billions of dollars from millionaires, not regular fucking working class people. The IRS is also prosecuting Coca-Cola for being a tax dodger to the tune of $16 billion fucking dollars. And you're out here not putting that as like the top, like not fucking using that every goddamn day, talking about how the FTC is going after fucking Amazon. Like, these are things that you should be messaging, but the Democrats don't, because they're terrified that corporations are going to get mad at them. Their corporate subsidiaries, their real donors, the actual constituency they care about is going to get fucking mad at them, and they're going to pull support. Okay? That's why it's fucked. That's why they don't run on that shit. And it's genuinely upsetting. This administration, beyond being, very obviously permanent genocide in Gaza, pro-permanent genocide in Gaza, which, by the way, I'm running the 3-minute ad break right now, by the way. But outside of that, this administration has been significantly more progressive than the Obama administration even. Okay? This is something that I have openly recognized. Pulling out of Afghanistan was phenomenal, okay? It was the right thing to fucking do, and the Biden administration did that. It requires a lot of fucking bravery. It requires burning a lot of goddamn social and political capital to do so, and they did that shit, okay? They never defended it. Insane. They never defended it. You just completely capitulated to the right-wing framing from the media and the Republican Party on that front. 13 of our best soldiers died. 13 of our best soldiers died. Now the Taliban is fucking doing tricks on it. They're doing trick shots with the Blackhawks that they got from us. Ridiculous. It's right there. Just fucking say 67 of our best soldiers died in Afghanistan under the Trump administration. 13 died when we were withdrawing out of Afghanistan. Of course, it was going to be a complicated process. Of course, it was going to be bloody. Not a single veteran needs to die. And that's precisely why we did the right thing. Because when you don't have troop presence in an active war zone, they don't fucking die. Okay? That's it. That's all you got to fucking say. Shut them the fuck up. Trump did not have the bravery to actually pull out. He negotiated the terms. Biden actually followed through on it. That's leadership. That's bravery. Okay? Leaders have to make bold decisions sometimes, okay? Brave decisions sometimes. But then they also have to defend it. And if you don't defend it, if you don't message around it, then no one gives a fuck. Take accountability for the false information you've shared. Damn, this communist with a Gucci bag is straight yapping. Bro has a Gucci bag. He literally financed an ultra-capitalist company that flies Chinese workers to pay them below minimum wage, says he's a communist. What a joke. What? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, dude. But yes, I do have a Gucci bag. What is this communist opinion? I fly Chinese workers? What? To pay them below minimum wage? Is this a new talking point? What are your thoughts on Trump not doing future debates? He's a pussy. He's a coward. Why would corporations be mad that they're messaging on going after them, but not be mad at actually having the government go after them? I think in an election cycle, you're making assurances to corporations by not messaging actively against them. I've seen you do it. Hassan's Gamba support group. Thank you for the 521 gifted subs. As one of Hassan's Chinese workers, I can tell you, he treats us very well. The Chinese workers who assemble designer bags in Tuscany. Many companies are using inexpensive labor to manufacture handbags that bear the coveted "Made in Italy" labeled. Is this what it is? This is from 2018. I doubt this guy has ever read anything, let alone a New Yorker article. But I do want to know how he tied it together. This guy would be hard right wing if we were living in Turkey and support these gray wolves or whatever they're called, Lamau. He only pretends to be a leftist because he hates white men. Yeah, I am a famous defender of the ultra nationalist far right gray wolves. Famously so. Brother, just say you don't know anything, okay? And you're just hallucinating positions and move on. Anyway, bro heard like 3 talking points you can't remember. I know. Where are these motherfuckers coming from? Yeah, bet this is the first time gray wolves are even mentioned here. Wait, you're joking, right? This says all? No, you fucking idiot. I have regularly covered ultra-nationalist movements in Turkey, including but not limited to the gray wolves or MHP, and how fucking damaging that is. I've also even talked about why I hate NATO and directly tied it back to the fact that NATO and the CIA basically created the ultra-nationalist Turkish movement that funded and facilitated these right-wing paramilitaries that ended up killing Kurdish communists in Turkey. You wouldn't know any of that, though, because you're a fucking idiot. You're just imagining my positions, and it doesn't even matter for you because it's not about like actually figuring out what my worldview is. It's about trying to, okay, why are there no clips of that? I see clips of everything else possible from you. Do you think it's my fault that you haven't actually done your research on this subject matter? You think you've watched every single fucking ounce of coverage that I've put to this? I am currently, first of all, yes, there are clips of that. There are YouTube videos entirely dedicated to this. But what is really funny about this is like, this is your fault. You should have put the keywords in and searched it up. It's deliberate, but keep pretending otherwise to save face before your chat. Why do Turks subscribe to racial fascism at Euro 2024? Player flashes gray wolf symbol. This is a 19-minute video specifically covering how ultra-nationalism in Turkey is a genuine problem. Okay? Here is the thing that I was talking about. How NATO worked with fascists to crush the left in Turkey. This is an entire video specifically around how the CIA and NATO in collaboration with Turkish ultranationalist groups basically created a network of fascist terrorists in the country. Hasanabi Turkey right wing. Is ultranationalism rising in Turkey? Hasanabi reacts. What's happening in Turkey? There are a shit ton of videos. The problem is you don't care. The problem is you don't actually give a shit. Now you're trying to double down and be like, you're just trying to save face. Where's that fucking chatter? What was his username? I like that this guy basically fucking came in and straight up said, I'm sorry, I have not done my research and that is entirely your fault. And I'm also making up positions. I've hallucinated. 49K views from a random channel, not your channel. Who was talking in the YouTube video that you just watched? That was me. That was my words. Those were the words that were coming out of my mouth. It was me talking about this issue. You yourself don't promote this content. This has to be the dumbest person on the planet, right? He's going to tweak Hassan. It's okay. You're being baited. Ever since we covered that one guy yesterday who came in and was like, you're lying about Springfield. You're lying about Springfield, and immediately doubled down and was like, okay, maybe I was wrong, but it's good that you maybe I was wrong, but it's good that you actually showed the proof. Officially denounced the Grey Wolves, make a video about it. I want to see at least 100K. Okay, dude, suck my fucking cock, you little baboon. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry that like the videos did not reach your metric of success. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the absolute fuck do you think you are? You said I never talked about it. I showed you a bunch of videos where I have, and now you're like, well, they didn't actually get enough views. My bad that people don't give a shit about it as much. You know, it's not my fucking fault. I think the reality, yeah, and also I talked about the Grey Wolves here as well, for the record. And this one has 200,000 views, so you know we've already hit that. It's crazy. These brand new accounts are all professional trolls, dude. Stop raging at them. Okay, we're gonna move on. I do think it's kind of funny because he's gonna be like, well, it's only 200,000 views, and it's not directly a video of you being like, I denounced the Grey Wolves, and then he's gonna be like, oh, it sucks. It's not even 100,000 views, you know? Yeah, you can make an argument about that directly on any issue. You could be like, Hassan, I haven't seen a single video of you covering, how pro-abortion you are. You need to make a video just straight to the camera and being like, I believe that women should have a right to choose. And then that short video that you make straight to the camera has to get 1 million views, or else I will not believe it. You need to go and facilitate an abortion. They actually don't care about what they're talking about. They just sit in Discord and attempt to unlock the stream so they can live with their buddies. I know, but that's like really fucking sad, don't you think? That's a really, really fucking sad thing to do with your, like, we all have a finite amount of time on this planet. Okay? We have a limited amount of time on this fucking planet. We're all gonna die. Every day, we are closer and closer to death. One must ask the question, is this truly how you want to spend that finite amount of time you have? Is that what you want to do with your time? Do you think this is a valuable use of your time? A better troll could have easily found, if they cared enough and they wanted to actually troll, they could have easily just like found a video of me making jokes about the Grey Wolves and then acted like I wasn't being sarcastic and totally said I was serious. They don't even do that anymore. They just have given up. Trolls have completely given up at this point. Okay, let's continue. Trump is taking questions at the LA press center. Defends Laura Loomer. Dude, I think Trump is definitely fucking Laura Loomer, by the way. I mean, he's not. I think he's ace. So I still believe that, but I think it's really funny to say he is. All right. We're gonna get to the Laura Loomer stuff in a second. Let's continue
ahead of
with
the
this.
debate had the candidates roughly tied. Now a new Reuters Ipsos poll has Harris leading Trump 47-42. The Harris campaign reporting they raised $47 million in the 24 hours after the debate, their biggest haul since the day she joined the race. That Reuters Ipsos poll also showing that 53% of voters who heard anything about the debate said Harris was the winner. Only 24% said the same about former President Trump. On the trail, Harris arguing the debate shows Trump is a man of the past without a plan for the future, signaling out the issue of health care. At the debate, Lindsey Davis asking him if he has an actual plan to replace the Affordable Care Act, known as Obamacare.
Obamacare was lousy health care, always was. It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're going to do it and we're going to replace it.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan.
That shit was so funny. It is very Simpsonian. It was very Homer. I have concepts of a plan.
I'm not.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now.
Harris.
I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. When you're president, you start making plans. That's how it works. He used to do this shit all the time. It's pretty funny. He would do this all the time where he would go, I'm going to deal with Afghanistan. And then they'd be like, what are you going to do? He's like, I can't tell you because then the enemy will know. I can't tell you what I'm going to do. I don't want to let the enemy know. An actual child take. I know, but like, here's the problem. Here's the problem. What do you mean he used to do it? He literally did that last week with Lex. Yeah, he used to do it. He still does it, but he used to too. Okay, that's my point. Like, he did this when he was running for president in 2016 and then successfully became president. He did this during his administration and he never really stopped doing it. Now, the one thing you have to understand, yeah, Mitch Hedgeberg, shouts out, rest in power, Mitch. So what you have to understand is in this time frame, okay, over the course of the past 8 years, 9 years, I genuinely believe that the broader electorate and their demands have gotten dumber as well, both on the Democratic Party side and certainly on the Republican Party side. On the Republican Party side, I think that the electorate has gotten way more like insane, hysterical, and primed to believe like whatever kind of psychotic thing that Donald Trump says is real, especially if it corresponds to their personal biases that they already had. Like, immigrants are bad. So like you can say anything about immigrants and they'll believe it and they'll just like advance that. They'll be like, no, it's definitely true, right? No matter how insane. And I think COVID greatly accelerated this process as well. But beyond that, like the number of people that also aren't really looking for any fucking seriousness from either candidate has grown, I think. Or maybe they always were like this, and I'm just like more annoyed by it as years go by, you know? Because I feel like there is just no interest whatsoever. There is no interest whatsoever from the Republican base for Donald Trump to be like, here's what I'm going to do. Okay? Praying you stop stuttering. I will never stop stuttering. It'll happen. It's the Brandonization of the Hasanabi broadcast, just like the Brandonization of Donald Trump. I think it's funny how the voters get dumber along with our elections, makes it aesthetic. Yeah. No, that is what's going on, though. That is what's going on. On the one hand, okay. Hold on one second. Are you going to get Trump affair with Loomer and Laura? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. He's piping. He's lit. He's piping that shit, dude. He's hitting that. That's right. He's hitting that. Sometimes you take asshole chatter's comments and try so well. I don't know how you do it, and don't always flip the fuck out. I'm in a good mood because I hit 320 for 3. So I'm in a fairly good mood right now.
It's now mocking that answer.
He said concepts of a plan. Concepts. No actual plan, concepts.
Still, the Harris campaign maintains she is the underdog, launching a more aggressive phase to build off her debate momentum. Now, Kamala Harris will be back in must-win Pennsylvania. Today, Donald Trump is in Nevada and out in California, where he's supposed to be holding a press conference later this morning as the final sprint to Election Day now ramps up, George.
Also, Mary, the former president, been traveling the last few days with this woman, Laura Loomer, social media influencer.
Dude, I do love this. I said it. As soon as I saw Laura Loomer as soon as I saw this demon on the motherfucking plane, I was like, how is the media not covering this? Remember, like, she is such a target-rich environment. It makes no sense for Donald Trump to be close to her. She is an insane person, okay? She is an insane person, which is hilarious because she has no base. She's an insane person with no constituency, okay? No constituency whatsoever. Didn't she call that one senator gay Lindsey Graham? Yes. There is no reason for Laura Loomer. There is no reason for Laura Loomer to ever be anywhere near any campaign whatsoever.
Very much.
Unless there's a different reason for why she's there. Here is Laura Loomer saying, I just ate dog food. It's human grade, which means you and your dog can share a tasty, nutrient-dense treat together. Order yours today. Roger Stone said it's gross. That's how bad it is. Please stop showing her. My kids are in the room and they're sobbing, says the DUI champion. Friend of the show, Ken Benzinger, wrote about her for the Times. The former activist's decision to elevate Laura Loomer, a far-right activist known for racist and homophobic posts online, has stunned even some Trump allies. Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, who is this for? Who is this for, really? Like, who are you? Who did you make this decision for? Because I am once again saying I do not support all women. Some of them are uggo. It's for me, I think. It could be for me because I think it's funny that he's doing it. But like what is the political calculation to having someone like Laura Loomer by your side? Because now you have to inevitably defend her, which is weird because you already have this issue with JD Vance. And she is somehow objectively worse than JD Vance. Like, she literally is both uglier than JD Vance, like hard to look at. Okay, JD Vance also looks kind of weird and creepy and gross, but like she has no benefit. Like there's no added value to the campaign to bring Laura Loomer around. There's got to be something. She's horrifying to look at. She literally has tried to fuck Nazis She herself has had a lot of groped up far right Nazi takes. Tell Andrew I'm going to ban him. You know those two are making the humidity on the Trump Force One rise to 70% pure stank. He's going to give her a little leather football baby that comes out already with fillers and Botox bloat. Also having to distract us with her good looks and rockin' body. Yowza. Humana, humana, humana. Oh, baby. Like, Trump is already not doing great, okay? He was smooth cruising when he was going up against Biden. And then, obviously, the race changed. And it was already a difficult one for him to win from this point on. But then he just like keeps adding, it seems, new game plus difficulty for no reason. He's just like, nope, I'm going to make this as difficult as possible for me. I don't care. I will win again, but this time even harder. Also, is that Van Cleef, chat? Is Jason the Ween hanging out with Laura Loomer? Every time I see Van Cleef now, I'm assuming that Jason the Ween has been there. Yam Queeve? Has Jason the Ween? This is like a baby Gronk was rizzing up the baby Gronk was fighting the Rizzler to rizz up the Livy Dunn. Has Jason the Ween of FaZe Clan actually been hanging out with Laura Loomer? Jason the Ween of FaZe Clan is known for giving everybody Van Cleef bracelets that a lot of people are saying he got from Temu. And many people are wondering, since Laura Loomer, the alt-right neo-Nazi, has been hanging out with Donald Trump a lot, and she's been prominently featuring Van Cleef bracelets and Van Cleef necklaces, which has led a lot of people on TikTok to speculate that Baby Gronk and Jason the Ween have probably been hanging out with Laura Loomer. I just alienated 98% of people over the age of 30 in the audience right now that have absolutely zero fucking idea what I'm talking about. It's one of those jokes that's like funny for 8 total people in this chat that actually watched me collaborate with fucking Jason the Ween. Bro, you just made me realize I'm turning 30 in 2 months. I appreciate it. Yeah. What the fuck is a Jason Ween?
Influencer, very controversial for racist comments about Kamala Harris, suggesting in the past that 9/11 was an inside job, and that's drawing fire even from...
Why is that the only thing that you guys talk about? That's like a defensible position, dude. Holy shit. She has done way worse shit. She is banned from virtually every application, like not just social media in the past. Like when she was banned from Twitter, she literally chained herself to the door of Twitter headquarters, okay? She started an ISIS club in college because she thought liberals would join it. I don't know if that's real or not. But I'm going to go on with it anyway because it's funny. But the Twitter thing is real. She got banned from every application. Uber, Lyft, every single one because of her fucking relentless Islamophobia. There are so many things. I don't believe that Twitter-ish. Okay, here. She got banned from like Uber Eats and shit, bro. She is like just look at her goddamn, look at her background. Laura Elizabeth Loomer, born May 21st, 1993, is an American far-right political activist, internet personality, conspiracy theorist. She was the Republican nominee to represent Florida's 21st congressional district in 2020 House of Representatives primary. She also ran to the Republican primary in Florida's 11th congressional district, losing to incumbent Daniel Webster. She has described herself as pro-white nationalism and a proud Islamophobe. Loomer has worked as an activist for several organizations, including Project Veritas, the Geller Report, which is Pamela Geller, who is a fucking far-right terrorist herself. I think her daughters were like memers on Instagram and they got canceled too because her mom is like a fucking rabid Islamophobe. She worked for Rebel News and InfoWars. Loomer gained notoriety as a result of being banned from numerous social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, payment processors, vehicles for hire, and food delivery mobile apps. Bro, she doesn't even have the weather app on her phone, okay? She turns on her phone, it's a brick. She got banned from the weather app. How do you even do that? Anyway, I'm joking about the weather app thing. All right. For various reasons, including violating policies on hate speech and posting misinformation, Loomer has also been banned and removed from events and had her press credentials revoked for harassment and causing disturbances. In April 2023, it was reported that Donald Trump wanted to hire Loomer for a campaign role. However, the idea was said to have been met with heavy resistance from Trump's team, as well as warnings from Marjorie Taylor Greene over hiring a documented liar. Since 2023, Loomer has written and posted false claims about the Israel-Hamas war. Loomer and her two brothers were raised in Arizona, yada, yada, doesn't matter. Oh, here it is. Between 2015 and 2017, okay, Loomer used a concealed video camera to record a conversation with Barry University officials discussing the idea of starting a club called Sympathetic Students in support of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. The school apparently asked only that the club's name be changed to Students in Support of the Middle East. James O'Keefe of Project Veritas, a right-wing organization known for producing secretly recorded and deceptively edited undercover audio and video investigations about media organizations and left-leaning groups, released a video to Encounter alleging that it captured a university official unfazed by the idea of an on-campus organization to support ISIS. Shortly thereafter, the university suspended Loomer for violating the student code of conduct, and a professor shown in the video filed criminal charges against her for recording him without his knowledge. At the time, Loomer was an honor student in her senior year and the president of Barry University's Young Republicans Club. According to a Hillary campaign official, Loomer and two other women posing as Clinton supporters attempted to entrap campaign workers into accepting illegal cash donations. July 2015, the official said the campaign had complied with the law. These guys are some of the most insane freaks out there, okay? Remember James O'Keefe? That fucking freak who used to run Project Veritas, but obviously people that were donating to Project Veritas were like, what the fuck are you doing, when they found out that he was embezzling funds to fly Project Veritas members to go and watch him do Oklahoma, the Broadway music. Like, he is such a fucking musical fan, just like Donald Trump, by the way, that he was like, yeah, I'm going to take all this money that you guys gave me, and I'm going to make everybody fly out and watch me do Oklahoma. So they fired him. Wait, Donald Trump loves musicals? What do you know about that? Wait, you didn't know that Donald Trump is a musical head? Are you kidding me? How the fuck do you guys not know this? Have you guys never heard Donald Trump talk about like Phantom of the Opera? Why do you guys think I always say he's my zesty king? Like he fucking loves musicals, bro. Are you kidding me? Donald Trump, Phantom of the Opera. The only time when you see a spark in his eye is when he's talking about
This beautiful letter I get from Andrew Lloyd Webber, who was big before Phantom, but nothing like Phantom. And he did Jesus Christ Superstar, which was another great one. He did a lot of great things. But he said, because he lived in the building at Trump Tower, he knew me a little bit. And he said, I'd love to have you as my guest. I'm opening up a musical called The Phantom of the Opera. And I said, oh, so let's go. So I say on the letter, okay, I'll go. And anyway, we went, and it opens with the chandelier and this. You've been there, right?
Yes,
You've
yes,
seen it.
yes.
Do you agree? It's like
First time I saw it shocked you when the chandelier drops.
No, but
You guys didn't know this? I mean, this is like, sometimes I forget that there's people in here that just like are unfamiliar with like all of my commentary, but this is a classic, dude. Donald Trump is a very, very zesty man, okay? Very zesty man. Also, he's literally like, I think he also tried to produce a Broadway musical and it failed, and it like altered the trajectory of his life dramatically. Trump's one-show career as a Broadway producer, If Paris Is Out had been a smash, we might be living in a different, if Paris Is Out had been a smash, we might be living in a different America. I've watched you for years. I swear to God, you've never talked about this. No, I've definitely talked about Donald Trump loving the arts. Bro, he blew a kiss at Hulk Hogan. Like, what are you talking about? He loves his little boys and girls. He loves a good performance, okay? He loves a good performance. Why do you think he always talks about how hot his generals used to be or how hot his military men were? He loves a man in uniform, okay? What the fuck? You're the biggest Trump stan in the universe? I mean, yeah. I've definitely brought up the Donald Trump. I've definitely brought up Donald Trump's I never brought this one up, but I definitely brought up Trump's love for musicals.
the whole thing.
The whole
great.
magnificent.
It was a great, great musical. He said, but I'm opening a musical called Phantom of the Opera. And I'm saying to myself, All right. Now, I get many letters like that. I still get letters like that, except it's a little hard when they make you put masks on and do this thing. I mean, you know, I think Broadway, you still have to, it's brutal. It's brutal. I mean, if you had a Broadway theater right now, it just is just
Well, plus the city. What's happened to the city?
Plus what's happened to the city.
Look, it just closed after, what, 40 years? This letter is from inviting you to opening night. The reason I want to start with that, it just closed last week.
Yeah, no, it did. It did. It was very sad.
Because of what's happened to the city.
I think I know why it closed beyond that, but I think it's, you know, you got to have a lot of things going right, and they get so politically correct. But it did close, and I would think it's very hard to open on Broadway, have anything on Broadway. But Phantom was one of the greatest of all. So I go in and I see this music. I said, this thing is unbelievable. It didn't take long because the music is so good. By the time we had intermission, it was like, I said, this thing is incredible. And by the end, you know, with the whole thing, with the gondolas and the candles and the whole thing coming out and the great music, and we play a lot of that music. I mean,
Dude, this one I didn't know either. Shouts out to the chatter who brought this up. Trump calls Ocasio-Cortez Evita in new book, American Carnage. President interviewed for book on Republican Civil War. Comparison to Eva Peron indicates respect for Democrat. Donald Trump has compared Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to Eva Peron, saying that though he first saw the New York congressman ranting and raving like a lunatic on a street corner and thinks she knows nothing, she has a certain talent. That's Evita, he said. On Sunday, Ocasio-Cortez seemed to welcome the comparison. I know that, like every woman of the people, I have more strength than I appear to have, Evita Peron. He is legitimately, yeah. Oh, Trump had cats in Phantom of the Opera played to soothe him, a new book claims. Trump has long loved Andrew Lloyd Webber. His staff members used that to their advantage. Many of you will also remember he had a penchant for drag as well. Here is Donald Trump participating. He's not in drag, but Rudy Giuliani is.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you. Oh, Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
you can't say I didn't try.
Like, what, do we forget all this stuff? Like, what's going on? I feel like a lot of people just like memory hold this shit, which this one makes sense to memory hold because it's so bad. Like, that one is like, it gives you psychic damage when you watch it. I said, man's a rapist even in his commercials. True. Anyway, Ruby Giuliani, not Rudy. Anyway, so yeah, he loves fucking Broadway, dude. Trump has not previously made the comparison, but he did write a 2004 book that his favorite Broadway show is Evita by Andrew Lloyd Webber, starring Patti LuPone. I saw it 6 times, mostly with Ivana. He likes Elton John too. Remember how Elton John was like, oh yeah, I heard he likes me, or you know, he's like, Elton John was like being canceled by people, which is so funny. You can't cancel Elton John, you're out of your mind. But like, people were upset at Elton John for not immediately dismissing Donald Trump, saying he likes him a lot and he loves the Village People too. This is a zesty man.
I go to places when we want background music. That's beautiful. It's great. Everybody likes it. But you go there and it's opening night for one of the most successful musicals ever. I would say maybe the most, but certainly one of the most. And it was sort of cool to see a letter where I'm opening a show on Broadway.
A show on Broadway. Remember musicals, folks? Chinese coronavirus took that away from us. We used to listen to musicals, but we no longer can listen. We can't even watch. This is why I say Trump is ace biromantic, okay? He is a biromantic asexual man, okay? That's why he says he likes to kiss the boys and the girls. I'll kiss the boys too. Honestly, that's kind of sad. This pathetic man can't enjoy the things he likes publicly because of the culture he fosters. No, fuck no. He don't give a shit. What are you talking about? He's talking to Steve Bannon about how much he loves Andrew Lloyd Webber. No, he doesn't care at all. He openly does say he likes those things. The funniest part about it is that's why when he has this like cult like following, he goes up on his rallies and he talks about fucking that sissy Graydon Carter, okay? Ain't nobody in Fucking Michigan gives a shit about Graydon Carter? Are you insane? You just go along with it. They're like, hell yeah, sir. I think Graydon Carter is a sissy. Vanity Fair parties have really been lackluster in the last couple of years. I know. You're right, sir. I hate Graydon Carter. Pulling off, brother. Yeah, I'm a Alabama Republican lifelong. And let me tell you, when Donald Trump came to my town where there's no active sewage system, and he started talking about that sissy Graydon Carter, that pansy who fucking sucks at throwing Vanity Fair parties, that really spoke to me, okay? I hate my coastal elite libtards. For that reason and that reason alone. Here's a clip of you double down on why you think Trump is zesty. Never happened before. We've had gay presidents. We've had bi presidents. We've never had a president that is also technically ace and aromantic. Those are three massive reasons why I will be voting for Donald Trump. I can't even get myself to say it. Someone's going to clip that and be like, oh, he said it. Okay, this has never happened. Please stop calling him ace. No, Trump is ace. Trump has never had sex for sexual gratification. Like, I know that in my heart, okay? And also, just because someone is ace doesn't mean they're a good person, okay? Automatically. What the fuck are you talking about? Lincoln was bisexual, yes. Donald Trump absolutely is ace, okay? Absolutely. He has never had sex with a woman for actual sexual desire. It is only to fucking it's only to enforce power, and it's like a thing. Like, he likes pretty things, and he likes having pretty things around him. Okay? He likes having pretty objects around him, and that's why he only sees women as like objects of desire, and that they're aesthetically like nice to look at. And that's why I'm kind of shocked about the Laura Loomer situation. Okay? Like, women are, for him, status symbols. You have good status. Other men respect you more if you have sexy women around you. Okay? Like, the only reason why he cares, yeah, he likes pretty women around him because he likes the way men react to him having women around him. Yeah. Bro is not ace. You have brain damage. He 100% has never felt longing for a woman beyond just like having them around. You know, you got to reproduce every now and then, obviously, consensually and also non-consensually, as we know. Is this a Hasanabi bit or a genuine belief of yours? No, it started off as a Hasanabi bit, but then it became a genuine belief of mine. I do think that Donald Trump is ace. Like, he will be outwardly sexual, or like he will very rarely, I guess, like the way he's talked about his own daughter, I think kind of goes back to like narcissism, because that's a piece of him. Like, he is very proud of her because she's beautiful and he created a beautiful thing. And I think it's because he's so narcissistic that like, he's like, look, I made this thing that's hot. I want to fuck myself. Like that type of situation. Because surprisingly enough, he has never been outwardly horny in that exact same way about any other woman. As far as I know, I have never heard Donald Trump be outwardly horny in the same way that he has like talked about Ivanka at all, ever. Okay? What about grab him by the pussy? Grab him by the pussy, literally. Bro, he raped 75 women. Dog, rape has nothing to do with sexual gratification. What's wrong with you guys? This is like this is like basic shit. This literally is about, rape is not about like, oh, I was really horny and that's why it happened. It is straight up about enforcing your will on someone. It is about power. The fuck? Harvey Weinstein doesn't even have a dick, okay? I think he has like a gangrene on his cock or some shit. Do you not remember? How the fuck did he rape so many women? Rape is directly about power. That's what you're getting like sexual gratification from. Not the actual act itself. Yeah, rape is not about sex at all. Rape is not about like in most circumstances, In most circumstances, like sexual assault and rapes directly happen as a consequence of like wanting to enforce your power over another person and deriving some satisfaction from that. Weinstein's dick was the color and shape of a rotten egg, according to victims and attorneys' court testimony. Yeah. Why does he hate Don Jr.? Shouldn't he be horny when talking about him as well? What? No, Don Jr. is disgusting. At least Ivanka is like hot. Ivanka is a liberal elite until the, Trump presidential run. And even after that, she was still in those circles. Ivanka is everything he wanted to be his whole life. Someone who is like broadly accepted by liberal elites. Donald Trump's anger and resentment in New York towards the bicoastal elites that, perfectly played into this narrative in 2016, especially directly came from his desire to be welcomed by by this crowd that found him to be crass and rude and silly. They never actually welcomed him. Hassan can't conceive rape or sexual assault. Wait, what? Anyway, let's get back to Laura Loomer. Now that we Don Jr. is everything he hates about himself, just like directly in his face. The ugly, annoying, nervousness, like a nervous energy. Eric too. He hates him. He hates them both.
Some of former President Trump's allies.
Exactly right, George. Now we are hearing from some Republicans who are voicing concerns that Donald Trump is growing increasingly close to this far-right activist.
I'm Dante mentioned you in a video.
Yo, TC weird, and I'm Dante's vouching for him. And, like, he don't care. Like, let's stick within that. All that outside stuff is, like, that's like Hassan. That's like Hassan stuff. And I don't do that. I don't do that, man. I don't want to get into That's when the stream just get boring and then like people actually arguing and actually getting mad, bro. I don't know how Hassan be on stream every day like this, just like this, man.
Okay, I don't do mouth noises.
Why are we down to the same? Like, why are we supporting Tom Cruise when the world is actually No, the world is actually like. You guys need to understand what you guys don't understand is it's like, yo, damn, you really just be sitting there. I can't do that, bro. The second nigga say something stupid, I'm like, yo, shut your bitch ass up, nigga.
He's right, and I should probably do it less. He's right, and I probably should do it less. Okay, that was a fun. That was 10-10. That was a 10-10 perfect demonstration of what I do. Like the only thing you get added to that is if I like get up to piss or serve a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. When there's a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, I also tell you that if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $6. Even though it's September, it's actually 30% off, or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. Here is the 3-minute ad break. Now you can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Boom. Ultra Instinct. I locked in. Adrian is online. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Hassan, look at my chat message. He got your ass, bro. I did. You said he got your ass, bro. I got it. Quantum Monk, thank you for the 5 gifted. Gum. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Yeah, we're going to do the Trump presser in California in a second. Let's finish this Laura Loomer
Laura
segment.
Loomer, as you note, is someone who has espoused conspiracy theories. She has used racist rhetoric in describing Kamala Harris, and now some of former President Trump's closest allies in the party
Tora Tragus. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
Are urging him to distance himself from her, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks very much.
I would give Trump a smooch if he wanted. I would probably. It'd be hard not to. All right, let's get to it. Donald Trump, is he piping Laura Loomer? This is a question that is looming on everyone's minds. Let's take a look.
Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter. I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a
Damn, the way he's talking about Laura fondly. Laura, I don't control her. She's a fiery woman. I can't control her even if I wanted to, believe me, folks. She's so fiery. She's so fiery, Laura. She's a real fierce woman, kind of like Evita. Evita, my love. Laura.
She's a free spirit. Well, I don't know.
She's a free spirit. She's a free spirit. She's fiery. She's a passionate woman.
I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters. So I don't know what exactly you're referring to. That's okay. Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
This goes against your narrative of being ace. No, dude, he's still ace, okay? He's still ace. I'll stand by that. But also, briefly, for the sake of, having a funny moment, I don't know what he sees in Laura Loomer. Not to come across like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's like very obviously jealous because Trump has like a slot for at least one ugly woman that doesn't fit the standard of the women that he surrounds himself with. And like, it's clear to me that Marjorie wanted to be that like freakish demon looking woman by his side. And Trump completely sidestepped her and went to Laura instead. I don't know what he sees in her. I don't know, but they're fighting. And it's really funny that they're fighting.
On your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
Come on, Laura isn't ugly, dude. Bro, Laura Loomer is not ugly because there's a different category. Okay, that's it. Like, that's the only reason, because like saying that she's ugly would not fit the term. She is in the Marjorie Taylor Greene category, okay, which is like a different thing. It's just like it's not like, it doesn't read as human. You're like, oh, I've seen this before. This is a hard to look at type of situation. And I think this is just something that you see normally in like, I don't know, like horror movies or something. Like, she's scary. Scary would be the term to describe her physical appearance.
She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories.
Chatters, you don't need to be that quick, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 chatters that had immediate links ready to go in the chat. Ain't nobody wants to see Laura Loomer that much, man. Come on now. I'm personally trying to avoid seeing Laura Loomer while talking about her. And you're like, no, let me prove that she's ugly. Like, we know, man. Why do you got that shit bookmarked?
Is about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction.
That's so dumb. Media is so dumb. Stop talking about fucking Laura Loomer's 9/11 remarks. She's done so much worse shit, okay? I don't know why they're like, oh, she said it was an inside job. Like, 1, a shit ton of Americans also believe it. And 2, it's the exact type of sentiment that is like vague enough that you can actually show conclusive evidence, okay? Like, there's enough like lack of cooperation amongst intelligence agencies, and the fact that like the fucking hijackers were trained on US soil, the fact that Osama bin Laden was personally also trained by the American State Department at the time when he was a fucking a counter-revolutionary fighter against the USSR. Like, please. Okay, stop being a truther. I'm not saying like George W. Bush did 9/11 personally, okay? And that's not what I'm saying at all. But the idea that like what do you call it? Like that is one of her worst statements, when it's like there are defensible aspects of that sentiment that you can point to real historical evidence, is silly, okay? I'm not like a jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams kind of guy, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. Do you understand? I think it's personally stupid to hyper focus on that when there's like a million other things that are way worse that she has done in the past fucking week, okay? it's like pointing, it's literally like shitting on Adolf Hitler by bringing up that he was ass cheeks at painting. Okay. Like, I feel like that's not the worst thing he did. Okay. I don't know. Don't call me crazy. I feel like his art is bad objectively, but like, that's probably not the worst thing that he did. You know, I feel like there's a list out there of significantly worse things that he did, you know? Yeah, it's like saying O.J. Simpson was a bad tipper.
Of San Francisco and California by a person that's
9/11 truth isn't bad at painting. Yeah, when we're talking about Laura Loomer, the Adolf Hitler comparison is not, you know, is not a ridiculous comparison to make. Obviously, in terms of like Hitler's magnitude of evil, yes, but it's in the same direction. We are talking about a person who has called herself a white nationalist. What the fuck? Oh my God. Isn't she Jewish though? Yes, it doesn't matter. So is Stephen Miller, and he's a fucking Nazi too.
running for president. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said.
Yeah, the media should ask about this.
Aaron, your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
The Nazis hate me.
It's fine.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Here's the news conference.
It's an honor that you're here. If you'd like to take some questions.
This is where the Q&A begins. No? All right, I got to pee. I'll be back.
First of all, I know you've said that you will not do another debate. Some of your own Republican allies have come out and said that you missed the mark. That you missed
No, excuse me. Most of my Republican allies had said I was great in the debate. You're just like, a lot of other people at Fox. Well, why don't you say most 94% of the Republicans said I did phenomenally in the debate. Some said that I could have been tougher. I don't know how I could have been tougher when I said he's the worst president and she is the worst vice president in the history of our country. 94% of the Republicans, and the only one that wouldn't would maybe a Mitt Romney or somebody like that. But we've gotten great praise for the debate, and based on the polls, like Rasmussen being up 6 today, the first poll, based on the polls, obviously, I did well in the debate. Also, based on the debate polls, where I sometimes had, in one case, 92% win. So, look, you come from Fox. You shouldn't play the same game as everybody else. Go ahead.
What would you say to your Republican colleagues or your allies who are concerned about your close relationship with Laura Loomer?
Well, I don't know what they would say. Laura's been a supporter of mine, just like a lot of people are supporters, and she's been a supporter of mine. She speaks very positively of the campaign. I'm not sure why you asked that question, but Laura is a supporter.
Yes.
I don't control Laura. Laura has to say what she wants. She's a free spirit.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I mean, look, I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters. But I don't know what exactly you're referring to.
Mr. President.
That's okay.
Mr. President,
Yeah, please. I just don't know. Laura's a supporter. I don't know. She is a strong person. She's got strong opinions, and I don't know what she said, but that's not up to me. She's a supporter. Please.
Laura Loomer was traveling with you on your plane.
Okay, a lot of people do. It's a very big plane.
With you. She made racist remarks about your opponent. She also espoused conspiracy theories about 9/11. Do you disavow those remarks?
Well, I have to see what the remarks are. You're telling me for the first time we're here discussing the destruction of San Francisco and California by a person that's running for president. So I don't even know what you're talking about. I do know that she may have said something based on what you're telling me, but I don't know what she said. But I'll go take a look and I'll put out a statement later on. But I really don't know.
Mr. President, Springfield, Ohio is experiencing a...
She's never brought it up in bed, so I've never heard of it. If she brought it up in bed, I'd know about it, but she doesn't. Her pillow talk is the best. Her pillow talk does not feature 9/11, which of course was tragic, but The silver lining was that the Trump Tower became the highest tower on Wall Street. He did say that. He said that. He called in like while 9/11 was happening to a radio show to fucking flex that his tower was the highest. God, what a man, dude. What a man. Nine 11 happens, you call into television, you call into your favorite TV show to be like, now my tower is the highest. Oh, yeah, remember this? Here.
We are having some technical difficulties, which is totally understandable when you try.
Amazing phone call I made.
40 Wall Street. Did you have any damage, or did you know what's happened down there?
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people, and they said it's the most unbelievable sight.
Dog, this is, when I say this is during 9/11, I mean like literally this is happening while 9/11 was going on, okay? Had a fantastic phone call. It's the tallest tower now. Wonderful stuff. Is this before or after he saw Muslims in New Jersey? Oh, yeah.
Migrant crisis. Will you
Yes.
do an event there to show the media what's actually happening, maybe a town hall?
Well, we could, and maybe we'll do that. Where are you from?
Real America's Voice.
That's good. Very good.
Amanda Head.
They're doing a very good job, yeah.
Mr. President.
No, I will, maybe Springfield, maybe Aurora, maybe both. We'll go there. I can say this, we will do large deportations from Springfield, Ohio. Large deportations. We're going to get these people out. We're bringing them back to Venezuela. You know, he told Biden he's not accepting anybody.
He's going to deport the Haitian migrants to Venezuela. Nice, man. Good stuff. Here, if you needed further evidence that he doesn't give a fuck about what he's talking about. Also, they're legal. The Venezuelans in Aurora are legal. They have TPS. So do the Haitians in Springfield. They have TPS.
Back. They moved all their criminals. Not all of them, but the rest are moving in now. They emptied their jails in Venezuela, emptied their criminals, emptied the nests. They call them nests of bad people. They're all now in the United States, and they're now taking over cities. It's like an invasion from within. And we're going to have the largest deportation in the history of our country, and we're going to start with Springfield and Aurora.
The mayor of Springfield, Ohio, the police chief, the Republican governor of Ohio have all debunked this story about people eating pets. And now there are bomb threats at schools and kids being evacuated. Why do you still spread this false story?
The real threat is what's happening at our border. Because you have thousands of people being killed by illegal migrants coming in and also dying. You have women dying as they come up. They're coming up in large groups. We call it a caravan. I think I came up with that name, but it's really what it is. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people. And you have large numbers of women.
He said he came up with the name Caravan. Awesome.
And being killed in those caravans coming up to this country. And then when they get here, they can go into the country and they end up being sex slaves and everything else. Those are your real problems, not the problem that you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
A quick question. So you just said that you'll carry out the largest mass deportation of illegal immigrants. How are you going to have, for example, Governor Gavin Newsom or officials in sanctuary cities comply with that?
Well, you know, if you...
I like that for One America News, the problem isn't like mass deportation of, you know, it's One America News chatter. She's not asking the question of logistics to be like, this is cruel and unusual. She's just saying, here will be some hurdles for you. How do you see? Here will be some hurdles for you, like woke ass Governor Gavin Newsom. How will you overcome said hurdles?
You go to the people of California, they don't want to have sanctuary cities anymore. They're tired of sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities are really blocks that protect bad people from deportation and other problems. And they're going to do it. And our federal government has tremendous power, but we're not going to let.
He did answer the school bomb threat question. He said, it doesn't matter. He said, that's not a problem. The real problem is the migrants. Okay? He did. He answered it. He's saying it don't matter that schools get bomb threats. It don't matter if like fucking a couple of Haitians are like killed in the process or whatever. What matters is the migrants, which by the way, remember, this is the type of shit that was the reason why everyone was very frustrated with Donald Trump in the 4 years of his administration, because he would do stuff like this all the time and his fan base went fucking crazy. This is something that Americans need to be reminded of, but because the Democratic Party is such cowardly little fucking babies that they won't invoke that. Like they won't even use this as an electorally beneficial front because they are completely captive on the immigrant agenda because they also went with a right-wing immigration bill, an anti-immigrant bill, which agreed to the underlying premise that immigration is a problem for national security. When you do that, it's very fucking hard for you to go back on that. And then they doubled down, and then they tripled down, and then they quadrupled down. So now we're fucking stuck. Good stuff. Great stuff.
That states, even like California, even though I know it's largely sanctuary state, essentially, but we're not going to let that happen to the people of California. They want these people out. They're just as scared as everybody else. The people of Ohio.
Dog, you are so wrong, especially about California. Okay? That is so crazy that this motherfucker's like, oh yeah, people in California they hate migrants. What are you talking about, dude? There's a reason why nobody ever talks about the border crisis in California, because it's not a fucking problem at all. It's so dumb. Yeah, dude, people in California want to deport themselves. They hate it. Piece of shit.
Scared. The people of Colorado, you have a governor there who's very weak. He doesn't know what to do. And he doesn't want to talk about it. A lot of it, as per your question, they don't want to talk about what's happening. They say it's so bad for the city. Let's not go public. Let's live with it for a little while. Maybe it'll go away. It's not going to go away. It's going to get worse. It's going to get so bad. You know what we're experiencing now is they're just getting settled in. There's 21 million people that have come in. They're just getting settled in. It's going to get much worse. It's going to get worse at a level like nobody's ever seen before. Go ahead.
Shipping their jobs overseas, but
Yeah.
even for white-collar jobs,
That's right.
they're having problems with that. We've been seeing mass layoffs. How would you prevent these white-collar jobs from being...
By lowering taxes and regulations. And what they're doing is they're seeing that every time it looks like Kamala's doing well, companies want to leave. Stock markets go down. Stock market, there's a great gentleman, Scott Bessent, who is one of the top Wall Street people. He said the market's only up because they all think that Trump is going to get elected. We had a great stock market. Even with COVID, we ended up handing over a market that was higher than previous to COVID or the China virus coming in. No, we are going to make sure that the taxes are going to stay where they are and or come down, ideally come down, both for the middle class and for corporations, because corporations put the people to work. We had the best numbers in the history of our country, by far, not even close. And there are companies leaving because they cannot stand what's happening right now to our country. And one of the reasons I'm doing this today is to let them know you're not going to have to leave because we're going to take care of the problem. They have a tremendous crime problem. Like if you're in Los Angeles, look at the crime numbers. And then you have the FBI lying about the numbers, saying the numbers went down. But anybody with common sense know the numbers are through the roof. I didn't know they were as high as they are. But think of it. How good is a person from a government agency that would release the numbers when they saw that I was unfairly targeted by ABC, and you could say by the FBI with false numbers. So I mean, I have great respect. I have to find out who that person is or who that group is, but I have great respect. Go ahead, one more.
Mr. President, North Korea, Kim Jong-un, he just toured a How, if re-elected, how would you address the situation with our adversaries?
I'll be able to make phone calls and solve most of the problems. I may actually have to meet a couple of times. But, you know, Viktor Orban, and you've heard me say,
Great stuff, man. Oh, thank you for the Viktor Orban mention again. Crime is down as fake. Why? Because I made it up. I just decided, look around. The vibes are fucked. I will never forgive the Democratic Party for completely fucking being captive to the whims of this madman and allowing the conversation on immigration to reach this fucking boiling point. Just completely dropping the ball in the most in such an evil fashion, just letting the entire conversation be dominated by this piece of shit, especially when it directly gives them an electoral advantage And beyond that, this is not even an issue that like is like Israel, okay? This is not an issue like Israel. This is literally just like there isn't like big donors that are actively pumping the Democratic Party to be like, shut the fuck up about migrants. Like they all rely on migrants. That is just pure incompetence. There is not even a material reason for them to actually not counter on this message. Okay? The actual reason for why the Democratic Party is not countering on this message is because they're tied to this right-wing immigration bill now, deliberately. And I said this months ago, right before October 7, when Joe Biden unveiled his immigration proposal. The only reason why they are refusing to communicate, the only reason why they are refusing to communicate on the anti-immigrant sentiment coming from the Republican Party being objectively insane, more insane than it was before, somehow, is because they are locked in. They're locked in on the anti-immigrant slant themselves because they saw polls. They saw fucking polls that said like 60% of Americans want, 60% of Americans want mass deportation, and they got terrified. At least with Israel, there's like a significant, powerful force that they can point to be like, we're fearful that they're gonna launch massive opposition against us. I think it's ridiculous regardless. Those fears are unwarranted. When it comes down to it, like fixing the housing market, they could point to all the homeowners that'll be pissed off that their housing prices are going down. I still think it's ridiculous and they should do the right thing on that front as well. But this issue, as it pertains to the right-wing sentiment that Donald Trump is expressing about migrants, is completely unacceptable. It's gotten worse than 2016 and worse than 2020. And they're not even fucking saying anything about it because they're trapped. They lock themselves into this weird ass position. And anyone with more than 3 fucking brain cells could have seen this being a major problem. When you go right, they're going to go more right. You can't win that argument, dumbass. You cannot outflank the Republican Party on racism. And even if you could, the question is, should you? I mean, you did. I know. I've been saying this for fucking months. I mean, I've been saying this for years, technically.
Say this, but it wasn't long ago. He said the only way you're going to solve the world problem is Trump has to be president again. And I don't say it. I didn't say it. I sort of would be embarrassed to say it. But he said everybody was afraid of Trump. He said China was afraid, Russia was afraid, North Korea was afraid, everybody was afraid. We had no wars. We defeated ISIS in 4 weeks, and they said it was going to take 5 years, right? The generals in Washington. I went there and met a great general and some great people, and I said, go to it, and he took them out in 4 weeks, 100% of the ISIS caliphate. I flew there. I flew to Iraq, to the field, and they took them out in very short period of time, short order. We have a great military, but you know, a great military needs a leader. If you don't have leaders, then you end up with Afghanistan, the worst withdrawal from a country in the history. Look, I've gotten to know great people. I went to Arlington at their request, and I stood, and I was with them for hours. And I stood with them, they did a ceremony, and then they asked me if I'd go down to the graves of their children. They called them their children, that they always will be their children. And there were tears all over, as they should be. And they said, sir, could you take pictures with me by the grave of my son?
What the fuck? A family of 4 in Rochester, New York was just murdered by an illegal immigrant who came from Puerto Rico? Does he think Puerto Rico is not an American territory? Like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, we'll look back at the new thing that they... Listen, anytime an undocumented migrant or someone who is suspected of being an undocumented migrant, as in Brown, does anything, you're going to hear about it from this day onward, okay? And if there's nothing going on that front, then they'll just make shit up like they did with they're eating fucking cats and dogs. Have you ever met a single conservative that knows Puerto Ricans have U.S. citizenship? Democrats don't even fucking know that half the time.
In one case, a daughter. And I said I'd love to. And I took pictures with them for a while, and then I left, and that was it. And I got home, and I got a call from people in the campaign. Sir, the Biden people are saying that you did this for publicity. If people knew how hard it was to get there, because I was coming from...
I'm going to be real, Chief. I learned that when you just said it. Wait, what? God damn, dude. Yeah, we know their priorities are not exactly there. When a fucking registered Republican tried to assassinate him, and they just shut the fuck up about that immediately. But if a fucking person who even may or may not be undocumented does something, God forbid, that very same thing that like American citizens do 10,000 times over, then you'll hear about it for weeks. We have no way of examining, most people have no way of examining this from the lens of like individuals, okay? They don't look at it and go, okay, this is like a fucking criminal. Like it happens. And I hope that justice is served in a swift manner. No, they go, all right, this is how they all are. And because they're all illegal, okay, then you find out they're not illegal, okay, because they have TPS, temporary protected status, so they have paperwork so they can work on U.S. soil. Then they go, okay, but we don't want them legally either because their IQs are low or some other shit. That's what the problem is, okay? It is this supremacist attitude that they have. It's fucking bullshit. For those of you wondering, my CNN docu-series Misinfo Nation comes out on Sunday.
Of these comments from Trump.
Well, let's start with the California thing. I mean, it simply is not true. He was saying if the votes were counted fairly, he would win California. As you rightly point out, obviously Ronald Reagan in 80 and 84 won. George H.W. Bush won in 1988. Since then, a Republican has not won statewide, and he will not either. He knows that, but it's just one more way to amplify his, really has been a frustration for him about the popular vote. I think that's what he's talking about here. Obviously, California, the largest state, and it contributes to his losing the popular vote. But beyond that, I think the more important thing is if he goes to Springfield, Ohio, that confirms what we were talking about earlier. He's trying to keep immigration alive, front and center in this campaign conversation. He believes that that is something that can sort of gain ground.
He's not trying to keep immigration alive, front and center. He's trying to kill migrants, okay? The real principle behind this kind of movement and messaging is to basically whip up a racialized frenzy against the migrant population in this country. And considering that these are not undocumented migrants, but instead documented refugees with temporary protected status that happen to be black, it's very obvious that they do not even want the documented migrants to be here. They just don't want, they need an outgroup to kill. That's it. They need an outgroup to radicalize against. 2 bomb threats. They had to close 2 schools in Springfield. They had to close down City Hall.
That he was unable to do at the debate. But imagine all that would do for that town of Springfield.
Let's bring in Donnie O'Sullivan to the conversation as well. And on the topic of Afghanistan, Donnie, and then you can leap off on whatever fact check you see of import on this, because there is a lot. He said and seemed to indicate that there were 18 months in his presidency where there were no casualties in Afghanistan. That's not true. This was a period of time that actually spanned his presidency and Joe Biden's presidency, but he also seemed to rebuff suggestions that he had politicized the deaths of American service members by then going on to politicize the deaths of U.S. service members, saying just as if Kamala had shot them with a pistol in her hand.
Brianna, I mean, I think just taking all of that press conference and what we've heard through the last few days, I mean, we're really through the looking glass here when it comes to, you mentioned schools in Springfield, Ohio being shut down because of these conspiracy theories. One thing that did stand out to me there towards the end of what we took from the press conference is he was asked about whether he would start posting again regularly on X, formerly Twitter. Of course, he was kicked off off of Twitter after January 6th. He's now back on the platform thanks to Elon Musk, but he isn't posting regularly. I think that highlights something important here, which is easy to get lost in all the developments that is happening, is that the role of Elon Musk has in all of this, right? Because Laura Loomer, who most Americans probably have not heard of until this week, she was effectively cancelled. She was kicked off Twitter years ago. Musk brought her back. She now has millions of followers. Her posts are going viral all over all over the world. She has become and been made relevant in part by Elon Musk. And of course, you can see over the past few weeks all the other ways that Musk has been helping Trump, actively promoting posts and also hosting discussions with him. So I think that's just one thing to mention here. And just back to the idea that Trump doesn't know really what Laura Loomer is about. You don't have to dig hard for these posts. I mean, it's literally, it's every second post is something toxic, is something racist, is something hateful from Laura Loomer.
Daniel Dale, I mean, you've followed Trump and some of these dubious claims better than most. What did you take from that press conference?
I thought you all did fantastic fact-checking, truly. You barely need me on this panel anymore. The California claim was absolutely accurate. I think it was great. But the California claim is bonkers. Like, it's one thing to say I would have won Pennsylvania if the count was honest. The count is, of course, honest in swing states too. But he lost California by 5 million votes, about 30 points. So even under the wildest imaginary conception of voter fraud, election fraud in this country, that's still bananas. He said again, as he usually has, that ISIS was defeated in 4 weeks during his presidency. In fact, the ISIS caliphate, or so-called caliphate, was declared liberated about 2 years into his presidency. He spoke of supposedly thousands of people being murdered by migrants under Biden-Harris. There have been some homicides in which undocumented people are accused. I don't have a precise number, but it is nowhere near thousands.
I do. I do not have a precise number on that, Daniel. Your whole thing is fact-checking. The number is 26. In the fiscal year 2024, the number is 26. It's kind of wild that when I brought this up to a fucking American politician, Ro Khanna, he was shocked by the number. And if you remember my conversation with Ro Khanna, I was like, why are the Democrats not just constantly fucking talking about this? Overall homicides and manslaughter in this country is like around 20,000, okay? Undocumented migrants contribute 29, like 29. That's it. He said accused, not convicted. What are you talking about, dude? You could just accuse. Okay. I accuse every murder ever committed on migrants. I guess then that's fine. Like, what are you talking about? Where did the 29 number come from? It's not 29. It's 25, I think. It's the Customs and Border Patrol. .gov. Import the third world, become the third world. We have to prioritize our own people, not who's actually like, dude. Wait till this white supremacist gets his fucking talking points out before banning him. Come on. Import the third world, become the third world. We have to prioritize our own people and those who actually have a place in the U.S., not people who don't have jobs, who don't have anywhere to go, who have no skills or anything else to offer the country, who don't have a dollar to their name and no business in the U.S. in the first place. That's really interesting copium because Springfield, Ohio, that we're talking about specifically, literally had a shit ton of jobs readily available that they could not fill because it was a town that the industry had left behind. Okay. Springfield, Ohio got an influx of Haitian migrants specifically because there was need for working hands. They went there and they filled those roles. That's the reason why the guy typing this is definitely unemployed. Oh, 100%. Springfield, Ohio's taxable revenue increased as a consequence of this. Okay. By a lot, as a matter of fact. I think it was like, what, 25% increase in taxable revenue year over year? You just basically said a whole bunch of nonsense. Okay? They're just people. Some of them are good. Some of them are bad. All of them are looking for the same things. Okay? They're all looking for the same things. To be able to get, to be able to make an honest living, to be able to have a roof over their heads, to be able to put food on the table, okay? And the economy has nursing student who works at a hospital, so not unemployed. Oh my God, dude. Don't get me fucking started on this, okay? I just wouldn't admit that if I were you, because you just said something so fucking stupid and so racist. Like, every single thing that you brought up with respect to Springfield, Ohio is just wrong. Now that I've told you this, does that actually change your perspective at all? Do you think, will you question it a little bit more, the narratives that you've read into? Or are you going to double down? In order to become a nurse, as a nursing student, you read shit, right? You read stuff. You get tests. You have to, you have to have decent fucking grades. Like, you have to exercise some level of critical thinking, which many nurses unfortunately lack sometimes, okay? I know a lot. Not all nurses are great, okay? I'll just say it. Having said that, like this one, it's not a requirement for the job. Anyway, does this make you reconsider? Does what I just told you make you reconsider your stance at all? Many nurses are as stupid as the cops they're married to. I'm imagining Andrew being married to a cop. M HUD. Anyway, we're doing nurse slander out here, and our resident nurse is not even in the chat, and his brother is slandering him. Messed up. Okay, all jokes aside, I want to know if this guy like got any new takeaway from this, or if he just moved on. I don't know, man. I appreciate the dialogue, but I have to agree with Trump's plan. Wait, what? Dude, what do you mean you appreciate the dialogue? Did nothing go through? Like, did any of the information that I gave you register? Springfield, Ohio is in a state of fucking disrepair before the Haitian migrants actually came in. The reason why they went there is because it's a very poor town that needed a lot of people working these jobs that were now readily available. That's the reason why they went there. They also did get those jobs. They also increased the state's taxable, or increased the city's taxable revenue by like 20%. Don't you think that that's a good thing overall? This is the exact same attitude that conservatives demonstrated with Hazleton, Pennsylvania. They were like, "Oh, we would rather have a town be left behind but remain white than have a bunch of Mexicans come here and actually fucking revitalize the town." That's usually what happens. Now, the real question I have to ask you is, do you have this exact same kind of opinion of people that come from one state to the next? They're documented U.S. citizens, just like the Haitians are. They're fucking not U.S. citizens, but they're documented. They're not like undocumented migrants, right? They have temporary protected status. They're refugees. They're working. They got the paperwork to be able to work. So do you have this kind of attitude when like there's an influx of people coming from, I don't know, California to Nevada? Yesterday, someone tried to make this argument. Also, they got, yeah, that's nice bathroom is right. They got TPS under Trump too, by the way. So that's the other part of the story that's like kind of silly. Venezuelans got TPS under Trump. Trump also greatly accelerated the sanctions on Venezuela that deliberately was to cause instability, deliberately to cause chaos inside of Venezuela, which of course led to a shit ton of more migrants coming to the United States of America. No, it's not even a problem at all in terms of like Venezuelan people coming here. There's no issue with this. Because at the end of the day, the real problem always is that these guys are not able to unionize, right? They're not able to participate in the workforce in the same exact ways that the rest of the documented U.S. labor force works. The real solution is to allow them to give them the proper documentation and allow them to fucking unionize alongside everybody else.
From a location that was very far away, and yet they were having the ceremony, and I really felt, I had them up to Bedminster, most of the family members, and I got to...
Fair enough argument. Oh, shit. I accidentally fucking banned him. Unban. Fair enough argument. America is a place where everyone is known for a melting pot for a reason. Do you think we should have any regulation on immigration or just let everyone in? I think anyone and everyone that wants to come into this country, as long as they don't have like a fucking record that is like truly heinous or some shit, which you can literally look at if you process them, should be able to come in, yes. And if they want to work for an extended period of time, depending on the needs of the economy, because there might be certain instances where there's like too much of a certain type of labor, for example, or whatever. Those are like economic reasons as to why you would restrict certain aspects of immigration. But yes, the immigration process in this country is utterly fucked. And yes, they should absolutely process these people faster and allow them to come in. That is a significantly better way to actually do national security. The irony, of course, is that this already happens, right? Like you have state by state, border crossers, I guess, amongst documented American citizens. Nobody ever bats an eye at that. No one ever goes, whoa, what if someone is a pedophile in the fucking state of Florida and then they travel to the state of Ohio? It's like, yeah, we have a process to catch these people, but ultimately you're not ever going to make this argument to make like harder boundaries among states internally. The only difference is you personally think that these guys that are coming in are somehow nefarious, somehow bad. They're here for bad purpose. They're here to do evil things. What's Hassan's opinion on Tyler Oliveira's video on Springfield? It was the most Hitlerian YouTube video I've seen in a long time.
I know them. They're great people. Their sons and daughter, just as though Kamala shot them with a pistol in her hand or his hand. They were killed by Biden and Kamala. They were killed. They should have never left from that airfield. They should have left for Bagram. We should have never given up Bagram. Bagram now is controlled by China. The reason we shouldn't have given it up was not because of Afghanistan. The reason we shouldn't have given it up, 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons, and I wasn't giving it up. We were getting out quickly and effectively. I'm the one that got the numbers down to less than 5,000 soldiers. But I would have never left unless they fulfilled their obligations under an agreement. I had a wonderful agreement, but the agreement said you have to do this, this, this. They didn't do 3 of the first 5 things, so therefore they would have done it. Abdul was the leader.
That's crazy that he just straight up said like Biden and Kamala Harris assassinated all of our soldiers. That's wild.
And he wouldn't have done it. And he would have never done that to us. And just in finishing up with that, and I appreciate the question actually, but in finishing up with that, for 18 months, spoke to Abdul over the phone. For 18 months, not one American soldier was shot or killed. Not one American soldier was even.
It's weird because you were president for much longer than 18 months. So why do you say in 18 months not a single American soldier was shot and killed? Because you were president before those 18 months. And it seems like a lot more American soldiers were killed in that process, which you also openly admitted during the debate is why you negotiated with Abdul. I live near Hazleton, Pennsylvania. People are still so insanely racist, even though the migrant population brought back the mall there from the brink of closing and opened several more businesses and have increased the quality of life there by a ton. Used to be a shithole when I was younger, but you can go hang out there for a day now. It's awesome. Yeah. Hazleton, Pennsylvania is a perfect demonstration of like how immigrants basically are the backbone of this country and how immigrants end up literally revitalizing places that are in a state of dire disrepair. And also the reaction to Hazleton, Pennsylvania from the former residents of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, some of the former residents of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, is also a perfect demonstration of the fact that like a lot of these people would rather die than live next to fucking brown people. Okay? Like there's like hella people straight up, like old racist dumb fuckers who would rather die than live next to a brown person. That's it. And Tucker Carlson used Hazleton as an example of a country, of a county whose demographic makeup changed dramatically. You have video. I've dealt with this issue before. This is not my first fucking foray into the subject matter. Immigration is a major problem for me. Like the way we treat immigrants in this country is obviously something that I have personal feelings about. It's something that I've been covering for years and years, and I've noticed that like the Democratic Party has always capitulated, but nowadays they've like completely dropped the counter argument, the counter messaging, and beyond that, they don't even like demand any sort of like concessions from the Republicans. Yeah, this is from the woke George W. Bush Institute, summer of 2018. You know, those woke guys. This dude is always eating. Yes, I eat at the same time every day. If you come in here at the same time every day, you're going to watch me eat for a little bit, okay? I apologize. I'm a human being, and I spend 8 hours in front of the camera every day. And yes, in those 8 hours, one of those 8 hours, I'm going to be eating. You don't have to watch me eat, though. You can just turn it off, or you can just, you know, watch the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, for example. But if you want to watch me eat uninterrupted, then all you need to do is subscribe. For $6, even though it's 30% off right now, so I don't know what that means math-wise, or for free with a Twitch Prime, you too can watch me eat uninterrupted. Do you respond to someone commenting on how you eat at the same time every day? Pretty much. That's why a lot of times I feel like, you know, days just kind of melt into one another, you know? It's just like I have no concept of time anymore. I do feel sometimes like a robot that is just repeating the same things over and over and over again. Oftentimes the same points over and over and over again. It's very interesting. Anyway, it's not just Tucker Carlson's video. There is a video that I've done on Tucker Carlson. Let's find that one. Here, in terms of like immigration.
Hi, Tucker Carlson's white pilling your dads every night.
On the left, you may have noticed everything is about race. Everything, even things that have nothing to do with race.
There's one thing Tucker Carlson hates. It's continuing to wear bow ties. That and talking about race. Unless it's about preserving the white race.
Everybody gets a safe space except white men. They are hated and despised. Attacking white men for being white men. Attack white men for their privilege in a whole bunch of ways.
I was handed a box of saltine crackers, and in a group chat during the event, a student photoshopped my face onto a cracker.
This is what
Isn't it funny that like dudes who used to be a part of this community or at least adjacent to this community back when I used to make these videos, unironically now behaving exactly the same fucking way as that kid that went on Tucker Carlson? I'm of course talking about Boner Chelly's fan base and how much they get mad about anti-white racism.
Tucker Carlson's doing with Bill O'Reilly's coveted 8 p.m. slot on Fox News, which is currently the third most popular cable news show in the country.
By the way, just to pause, I assume that's a slur against your ethnicity, correct?
I've talked about this on my Twitch a lot, but only the most important subjects are covered on Tucker's show, like white genocide, which is in fact something that the left is advocating for, apparently.
But he did not notably advocate for genocide. A Georgetown professor called Christine Fair did do that.
Imagine being a producer on Tucker's show, constantly scouring the internet looking for blue checkmark Twitter users saying dumb things while they're emotionally distraught in order to make wild claims like that the left is advocating for white genocide. Of course, this isn't how white genocide is actually happening. According to the folks Tucker is mirroring, white genocide is happening because immigration is changing the nation's demographics, and it's being justified by an evil liberal plot called diversity.
Diversity is our strength, they screech, as if that settles the conversation by itself, like a magic talisman.
Diversity. We hear about it nonstop. It's the mainstream motto.
Tucker's relentless attacks against diversity, multiculturalism, and immigrants as a whole are literally identical to white supremacists, white nationalists, and neo-Nazis. They're also reductive and oftentimes completely baseless comparisons.
How precisely is diversity our strength? Since you've made this our new national motto, please be specific as you explain it.
Well, for one, diverse executive boards generate better returns, among countless other studies that show the many benefits of diversity, but I'm sure the biases of racially anxious agitators are more important than empirical evidence.
Can you think, for example, of other institutions, such as, I don't know, marriage or military units, in which the less people have in common, the more cohesive they are?
Well, Tucker, you have the most in common with your family members. Are you suggesting keeping marriage within your family? Why do you want to have sex with your cousins, Tucker? Also, as far as non-diverse militaries go, maybe you should open a history book and take that up with General Robert E. Lee. Go on, Tuck. What else?
Latin American countries are changing election outcomes here by forcing demographic change on this country at a rate that American voters consistently say they don't want.
This assertion is preposterous because, I mean, it's completely untrue. Just look at polling data. 75% of Americans say that immigration is a good thing. So who are the Americans you're referring to here? These guys?
It sounds to me like we got a problem with people who got here legally, altering the landscape politically. I don't like it. You. Stop it.
But I guess we should just run the country on the white fragility of crying neo-Nazis as opposed to the overwhelming majority of Americans' wishes. But play us out, Tucker. Give us a cherry-picked example that could easily be countered with facts.
Hazleton's population was 2% Hispanic. Just 16 years later, Hazleton is majority Hispanic. That's a lot of change. People who grew up in Hazleton return to find out they can't communicate with the people who now live there, and that's bewildering for people.
Hazleton's a perfect example of immigrants saving a small coal mining town from absolute economic annihilation by opening up small businesses, and even the large immigrant-run corporations who have brought jobs over to the small town. This is, of course, despite the efforts made by the white population to fight off the immigrant scourge with unconstitutional regulations. And even the Nat Geo article that you're using here to advance your narrative mentions the reality that immigration has drastically improved Hazleton. But you won't hear that part because Tucker's not in the business of making America better. He's just trying to do white identity politics. And I'm sorry to tell you this, Tucker, but facts don't care about your feelings. I'm Hassan Piker. If you're mad that one of the biggest cases.
Oh, damn, dog. This motherfucker is right. Oh my God. Extremely unimaginably rare Hasanabi W, bro. Just kidding. I've been saying this for years. Suck my dick, everybody.
Investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, creating opportunity for people, for example,
that
to
was
start
fucking
a small
6
business.
years ago, by the way, that
so
video.
My opportunity, economy, plan includes giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. It used to be $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. Opportunity economy means, look, we don't have enough housing in America. We have a housing supply shortage. And what that means, in particular for so many younger Americans, the American dream is elusive. It's just actually not attainable. To help people who just want to get their foot in the door, literally. And so giving first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment.
Anytime she says opportunity America, I'm Brian Kill Me, dude.
Approach is to expand the child tax credit to $6,000 for young families for the first year of their child's life.
Americans need help. They need $6 to avoid the top of the hour ad break, which I forgot to fucking run after I said I was going to serve it. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. 20K viewers, you fell off, picker.
Of course, we'll post the entire thing on our website as well, where you'll also find our recent interview conducted earlier this cycle with former President Donald Trump. Of course, we want to put as much information in your minds and in your...
What is this, like, piece-by-piece bullshit? Knowing how the other shoe drop really took the air out of these policies? Okay, this is ass that they're like, this is what they're doing. Anyway, exact same shit that happened in Hazleton that I talked about in that Tucker Carlson video is happening in Springfield right now. Like, are there going to be issues? Are there going to be issues in an area where there's an influx of migrants? 2 elementary schools were forced to evacuate after receiving threats in Springfield, Ohio on Thursday. Another middle school was closed. This comes as Trump and other Republicans continue spreading racist, dehumanizing lies about Haitian immigrants in that country stealing and killing neighborhood pets. Haitian families who have been instrumental in ushering an economic revitalization of the city are speaking about leaving the town entirely, fearing continued threats and harassment. Jake Johnston, author of the book Aid State, a critical examination of U.S. aid industry's impact on Haiti's sovereignty development, was interviewed by Majority Report. In the clips below, he provides crucial context. Yeah, I don't want to talk about like how Haiti was destabilized by the United States of America, specifically the Clintons. I know every single person, whenever we talk about Haiti, loves bringing that shit up. Right now, think of it like a sinking ship, okay? America is a sinking ship, and there are holes in this ship. I'm trying to plug as many holes as possible. You want me to steer the ship into a different area? I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to just plug the fucking holes, okay? And I feel like with the way that American political discourse has evolved over the course of these past couple of years, the more holes I plug, the more there are new holes.
He said again that Venezuela is emptying jails, prisons to somehow deliberately let criminals come to the U.S. as migrants. Even his own campaign, let alone experts, have been able to substantiate that.
There are currently 28 vacant homes for every one person experiencing homelessness in the United States. That's a NIMBY talking point. Holy shit. Dude, this NIMBY YIMBY shit is so fucking stupid. That's not a NIMBY talking point, okay? It is correct. We don't only have a lack of housing units, which is a major problem, but that also points to the reality that housing being used as a vehicle for upward social mobility, as a mechanism to generate wealth for yourself, is at the heart of this issue. This is one part of that process. This is one fact that shows that treating housing as an investment, of course, is going to inevitably lead to the housing market behaving in the most predictable way possible. And yes, that's why I always get mad at the Yimbys and the Nimbys when they like fucking duke it out in the chat, because there's truth to both sides of that argument, okay? Because ultimately the problem is capitalism. Ultimately, the problem is the profit motive associated with the way that people analyze housing. That is the real problem. Housing needs to be decommoditized. I am in favor of building denser housing around transit. You're absolutely correct on this front. That's why every time I talk about this issue, Yimbys think I'm a Yimby. And every time I also talk about this issue, Nimbys think I'm a Nimby. Which, by the way, Steph Curry is the actual NIMBY in this situation. But a lot of Yimbys who are, yes, in my backyarders, the urbanists, okay, in my opinion, openly rely far too much on market conditions, when in fact the actual system is fundamentally broken as a direct consequence of market conditions. If you have a bunch of upper middle class people who own homes and see their housing value as a direct way to generate net worth for themselves and as a asset that they can leverage against and borrow against, then they always want to make sure that their housing value goes up. How do you make that housing value go up? By reducing supply or limiting supply. Okay? One of the biggest problems with housing in this country is, in my opinion, a lack of government intervention. Okay? A lack of direct government intervention. That's what needs to happen. And the irony is, given that there are more renters than there are owners of homes, that the democratic process would allow government intervention in this process. Problem is, renters are poorer than homeowners. And therefore, homeowners and their attitude matters more. They're high propensity voters. If you're a renter, you're probably a lower propensity voter than a homeowner. This is the real problem. In a place like California, where we fucking look for new initiatives year over year in an effort to at least attempt to decommodify housing, or in an attempt to like fix at least certain aspects of the housing crisis, we get nothing done because people vote for it democratically year over year. And then Governor Gavin Newsom, gruesome Gavin Newsom, destroys those initiatives. The only initiative you ever get is actually some fucking neoliberal urbanist bullshit like, oh, we can build ADUs. Here, we'll give you a tax credit so that you can fucking build an ADU. Build public housing. Build public housing. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Yes, in my backyard. Build public housing in my backyard, please. Okay? Please. It's not about building more units. It's also about building affordable units. Okay? It's not about building more units. It's also about ensuring that it is not cost effective any longer for people to sit on real estate without using it. Anyway.
The experts say it's just not true. And Brianna, you found that we can get more specific. He said...
Let's get to Laura Loomer before we get to the full interview on ABC6. This is why the rich are freaking out about the unrealized gains thing that Kamala wants to do. In my suburb, little neighborhood, 1/4 of all the houses are empty, owned by giant corps. Yeah, it's funny though, because none of the rich people in your fucking neighborhood would actually be harmed in any meaningful way, harmed by taxing unrealized gains at the levels that they want to tax. It's just fucking idiotic. Everybody personally thinks that they're 100 millionaires when they're not. That's why the dumbest guy you know, whose only tangible asset, okay, is his own personal property in the form of a fucking busted ass 1999 Honda Civic that was a hand-me-down from his older brother. But that guy thinks he's a rugged capitalist, okay? That guy's in the chat right now, probably chirping on his 11th sock account, being like, you're fucking idiot, Hassan. You fucking claim to be a communist. Meanwhile, you have a nice-ass house, okay? And you also have a nice-ass car. I fucking hate you, you fucking piece of shit. You're actually a real capitalist. It's like, okay, so what? Yes, I'm a capitalist. What changed? What changed? Let's say I'm a capitalist. Did my argument change at all? It didn't. You're just a fucking idiot. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. You just don't want to listen to what I'm saying. That's why I always say this. I'm like, yeah, call me a capitalist. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, sure. I love capitalism. You got me. Okay, now let's discuss the issue at hand. But nobody ever wants to do that. It's very stupid. Like, do you think it's beneficial for me to present myself as a socialist in a fucking nation where, you know, this is the country where the Red Scare propaganda was most effective? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If anything, it's a weight that constantly is on my goddamn shoulders that like makes everyone less charitable to me. I don't give a shit. Practice what you preach. How much you want to bet you have no idea what I'm practicing and what I'm preaching? I can't practice what you preach, idiot. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. It's just I'm not practicing what you think I'm preaching. That's the problem. We're not going to have this conversation a million times over. If you think I'm a capitalist, then yeah, I am. I'm the biggest capitalist you've ever done seen. Who gives a fuck? Now let's talk about the actual issues that matter. You know? Unironically reinforcing the idea that rich people shouldn't want socialism is so detrimental to fuck. I mean, I get why people are hostile towards that sort of thing. It makes sense because plenty of people whose extraction of revenue requires them to hire workers, yes, automatically develop that kind of attitude where they're like, oh, I don't want the system to change at all. This is how I make my money. The difference, however, is that it doesn't matter for me because I'm the one who's fucking working. Yeah. As the one who's working, I have to deal with these little fucking micromanager shitheads all the time. All right, let's continue. Who is Laura Loomer, the right-wing activist in Trump's inner circle? I'm stroking my shit right now. Yeah, you got oil on your shit?
This is far-right activist Laura Loomer and white nationalist Nick Fuentes cheering to
the hostile takeover of the Republican Party.
Absolutely. And they're not wrong. Both met personally with Donald Trump. I first met Loomer in 2017 at an event for manosphere influencer Mike Cernovich. At the time, Loomer was an activist who'd celebrated the deaths of Muslim migrants, but she was being harassed by white nationalist trolls because she's a Jewish woman. Since then, she's taken a strange trajectory, with years somewhat in obscurity because she'd been banned from so many social media sites like Twitter. When Elon Musk took over Twitter, she came back. She does stunts like ambush interviews.
Frank, why aren't you supporting President Trump? I'm a successful investigative journalist.
Loomer recently told CNN she's not anti-Muslim. Now, some might dispute that she's entered the mainstream, but she's reached the former president's elite inner circle, flying to the presidential debate on Trump's plane and to New York as he observed the anniversary of 9/11. A notable appearance.
Somewhat Maoist here. Everyone should have a house, even streamers, even though their audiences think it's a crime. That's awesome. God, I love streaming, dude. This is why, okay? I love this community. I love that I'm fortunate enough to be able to build a community like this. It's fucking fantastic, okay?
Damn, this guy's good.